Good afternoon. I'm Philip Palmer, and we have been streaming a bit of a chase. You were probably watching as you saw CHP after something. We were just catching up here, and now you see this laundromat here. This is Lancashire Boulevard in Sun Valley. We'll try to get you updated as far as what's going on. Apparently, if you saw just a moment ago, there's a truck, a GMC, that is parked in this parking lot. So you saw that one officer just drove right in front of it, and you kind of wondered why they just kept going. It's because they knew that the suspect was out of that vehicle. So then we found our attention to this laundromat, and that was another location where CHP was. You saw several officers go in there, guns drawn, and you also saw what appears to be a lot of customers coming out of that laundromat and then dispersing into the area as whatever police activity is going on plays itself out. So a lot of people are concerned and worried, obviously. So you saw some children running out of there as well. This chase was on the 5 in Santa Clarita. They were reported a stolen black GMC reaching speeds of about 100 miles an hour. We saw, I believe, a GMC. That was probably a Chevy truck, GMC truck that you just saw. They tried a spike strip at one point. That did not work. Then we came to the conclusion that there actually might be two chases going on. They ended up on the 210 freeway. One got off at Newhall. The other was on the 5. Then they went down to the 405 split. So there was a lot going on as we were trying to figure out what was going to happen. So now you're seeing the second chase off in the distance there. So it appears as if the truck that we saw at that location in Sun Valley was one of the suspects. That person is going to be taken into custody by CHP. You saw that they apparently had that scene under control as the person jumped out of the truck and ran away. Now you see on the 5 freeway the other part of this chase. So CHP had two chases. We have no idea how these two are related other than they were apparently stolen vehicles. So there you see that GMC truck right there off in the distance with CHP right on the bumper of them. So they are actively pursuing in this. This chase is the southbound 5 freeway. So Air 7 was able to get you a shot of the conclusion of one of the chases. Now off in the distance, you can see that other truck that is on the run with CHP right behind. So that person has been, for the most part, in the carpool lane that would look like. So that is how this person was able to navigate around some of that traffic. You're probably going to start getting into some heavier traffic if you're heading southbound near the media center, because now you're going to start getting down near Alameda. You'll get near Western, and you'll approach the 134. But you can see off in the distance that CHP is actively pursuing in multiple lanes because traffic is, while moving along nicely, it's starting to get heavy. And you can see that truck moving back and forth, weaving in and out of traffic. And in many cases, people don't know what's happening unless they have somehow been able to hear sirens, which we don't know if you can sometimes on the freeway, but clearly lights and sirens for this chase. That pickup off in the distance there, just passing the box truck. So Air 7 is trying to gain on the chase because they were in a different location shooting the conclusion of one of the vehicles. And now this person aggressively driving through traffic that is moving along fairly nicely. It's not heavy traffic, but there is congestion, and you can see them jumping around back and forth. So we're approaching Glendale, if not already in Glendale, maybe the Burbank-Glendale area. And look at that truck going around that big rig and then moving off into the right lane. So we might lose it here. Again, our distance on this is significant. The camera lens is able to really zoom in on it, but we will be able to gain on this as Air 7 continues to fly. So again, this is 5 southbound, and all of this began up in the Santa Clarita area, 2 chases. This is now southbound Colorado. So clearly they've moved past the Burbank Center, and they are now past the 134 and moving down towards Colorado. So they have gone a significant rate of speed. We really can't tell right now how fast, but you could see the truck weaving in and out of traffic. So yes, we are at southbound at Colorado and clearly beyond that. So now you're going to start getting into the area where you're going to reach downtown traffic. If you're going this fast, you're going to get there pretty quickly. But so far right now, as you would expect at 12:49 on a holiday week, traffic is somewhat light. and this truck has no chance to slow down. They're not wanting to slow down. They are moving along at quite a clip. So again, very possibly a stolen vehicle. That's the initial report we received. But at first we thought we were just involved with one person, but now it is two different vehicles. One person stopped in Sun Valley, got out of the vehicle, and it appeared as if CHP had trapped that person or at least constricted that person into a laundromat. They had blocked them in, so they were going to stay in that location, and they probably had them quarantined there, and we're going to be able to make an arrest. This person is the other suspect that was involved in a two-vehicle pursuit. That's the Glendale Freeway there at Glendale Boulevard. Just went southbound past Glendale Boulevard, headed into the Los Feliz area, and you can see that this truck has no intent right now of stopping, weaving in and out of traffic, dangerously so, crossing over into, on occasion, the carpool lane when there was one. But you can see how quickly he is moving, weaving in and out. Any opportunity to get through, he has taken it. You've seen onto the shoulder now. So CHP, we'll see what they do, is right there on the shoulder. So we're about 3 minutes away here. I know you're streaming with us, but in 3 minutes, we will have to do a cut-in on television on ABC 7. So if we happen to break away for a moment, just be patient with us. Now you're going through Stadium Way on to the 2 freeway. Looks like the 2 freeway northbound. So Air 7 is now right above this. The 2 freeway northbound, going to be easier, less congestion for this suspect. And we'll see how CHP handles this, where this person's going to go. We know that at an earlier time, they tried a spike strip. Weren't sure how that was able to happen on a freeway, but this is the suspect right here coming right at us. And now you can see these folks that are behind him are giving him room because they can actually, in that circumstance, see what's going on. The speed is going to really jump up here because the congestion has really dropped off. So I'm going to ask our producers very quickly what our plan is for the cut-in. Are we going to do this cut-in with this chase, or are we going to break away and do something else? If you could just tell me, Amir. We will do something completely different for ABC 7, just letting our streaming audience know that. But we will be able to continue seeing this person. Almost took an exit, but backed off. Went back over onto the 2. So again, we're 2 northbound. And as you know, if you've been on this freeway, usually it is wide open, and you'll see some high rates of speed on that side anyway. So now we are northbound, and we'll see. You could go to the 210 very easily. It looks like the 134 exit is also a possibility going this direction. But the person was heading south on the 5, got on the 2 northbound, and had been up in the Santa Clarita area to begin this chase. Not sure where they're going to go, but they might be familiar with these freeways. So now you see, again, 3 or 4 lanes across traffic, going over onto the shoulder to go around that car, and the little bit of a backup that he would have faced had he stayed there. Again, dangerous driving by this suspect. We have not seen him hit anyone. We have not seen any kind of damage. And so I'm going to pause. We're about 30 seconds away from our cut-in on television. So what I'm going to do is at about 15 seconds, I'm just going to pause for silence, and then we will return to this in just a few moments. I'm Philip Palmer. Stay with us for the conclusion of this chase in just a few moments. I'm Philip Palmer, live in the ABC 7 studios. We are seeing a chase that is underway right now in Glendale. We have been following this on our streaming channel. We will continue to do so. This was 2 chases at once. This suspect continues on. The second suspect was cornered in Santa Clarita and is all likelihood now in custody. We will, of course, continue to follow this on our streaming channel, and we will. Okay, we are going to stay on this chase, so I will just kind of catch you up on what's going on. There were 2 chases with this pursuit you're looking at right now. 2 GMC vehicles. One of them they were reported as stolen. One of them was stopped in Santa Clarita. The suspect got out and ran into a laundromat where he was cornered by authorities, and we left that location before we actually saw that person taken into custody. But we assume because he was cornered in a laundromat, we saw a lot of people running out of that laundromat, that person would be taken into custody. But at that moment, Air 7 was able to pick up this vehicle, a second vehicle that was originally involved in the CHP chase that is now continuing to try and elude authorities. They were headed southbound on the 5, and then once they got down near Stadium Way, they found the Glendale Freeway, made it through Burbank at high rates of speed, weaving in and out of traffic across multiple lanes, into the carpool lane, out of the carpool lane. Has not hit anybody that we've seen, but this person continued to elude authorities, but started to approach the area of the 5 freeway that traffic was going to get pretty heavy. That's when he hit the 2 freeway and headed northbound. And you can see high rates of speed now, roughly 96 miles an hour, 95 miles per hour. But this is a vehicle that we have not seen hit anyone. I'm getting word that this is now on the 134, so they've moved to the 134, and I'm going to ask if we're going east or westbound on the 134. We're going eastbound on the 134. So the suspect went southbound 5, got onto the 2 northbound, then got onto the 134, and is now eastbound on the 134. You see in the carpool lane, and CHP throughout the entire time that we have watched this has been in close pursuit. There's never been a time that we've witnessed where they pulled back and let this person go. So we're not certain if there might be more than just a stolen vehicle involved in this pursuit. Looks like we have an exit now, and weaving again across multiple lanes of traffic. I'm not quite certain which exit this is, but wasn't even really going to leave. That's going back onto the 5 freeway potentially. So looks like we're going onto the 5 freeway, and it is going to be southbound. Did I see that correctly on the sign? So we're now going back southbound from the 134, and you see how close this guy is going, man or woman, not sure. This person is going between traffic onto the shoulders now, right up against that curb, just trying to get around people who are not going slowly. So this is the merge lane that he is on now. He's gone right between 2 vehicles, weaving in and out. And this is not the kind of vehicle that you can maneuver like that. So he is going to be at risk of rolling that vehicle if he weaves too much. Driving a pickup, they are very powerful. They can go high rates of speed, but they are not known for being able to maneuver much like a sports car. So we have gone from the 134 back to the 5. So the suspect had gotten onto the 2, driven north, came back, and then got down back right pretty much where we'd seen him get off on the 2 freeway. So not certain if this person was kind of looking for a place to go, but they are now back on the 5 freeway near the Los Feliz area, and that was pretty scary there for a moment, the way the suspect was able to weave in and out of traffic, merging onto the freeway. And that is a very difficult area right there by Griffith Park, where you're coming off the 134 and getting onto the 5 freeway, because a couple of lanes merged down into one, and you nearly saw him hit the curb and kind of lose a little bit of control. But then, for the most part, it's been like this: high rates of speed and just weaving in and out of traffic without much in the way of real risk to people as he's been passing. But this person has used the shoulder on a number of occasions. You're looking at 95, 96 miles an hour right now, and we had reports earlier of getting up to about 100 miles an hour. So it's clear, you can see that that is a possibility with the way this person has been driving. And again, as we try to find out more about what this person is wanted for, other than just possibly a stolen vehicle, it may begin to make more sense as to why this person seems to be so desperate to get away from authorities. So again, we are breaking into coverage now here, approaching 1 o'clock, for a pursuit that is odd in that it was a pursuit of 2 vehicles at the beginning. Now you see driving off under the shoulder, and then passing at very high rate of speed and moving along. So apparently I'm getting word this is a GMC Sierra, and it is a V8 engine. So these vehicles can motor pretty fast. And but again, the risk here is this is not a sports car, and this person is not going to be able to navigate as if it was. But there were two GMC vehicles at the beginning of this pursuit. The word that we first got was that it was a pursuit of a GMC stolen truck. It only came to us later that it was two vehicles. And again, one person apparently is in custody in Sun Valley. We have not confirmed that yet because we did not see the person being removed from a laundromat by authorities, but it did appear as if the person was cornered there. Now we have caught up with this person, and you can see again, this is the desperation this person is shown, weaving in and out of traffic, now going all the way over into an area that is not a lane. It's not really a shoulder, but that is not where you want to have somebody come up on you with high rates of speed. And here we go again, up onto a curb, onto the shoulder, behind vehicles. Most part, everybody's kind of letting this person get through and get out of the way to avoid any kind of damage to their own vehicle. But you see, once again, CHP making these moves like a shadow. They are right on the heels of this truck who is showing no signs of backing off, and you just have to assume that this person is wanted for something other than just a stolen vehicle. In many cases, a person with a stolen vehicle like this might drive and not pull over, but not usually drive with this desperation trying to get away. And you can see in and out. So as we show you this on the right, this is a crash that was associated with the chase. So we're not certain. You can see that that person has significant damage to the vehicle. We don't know if that is the second vehicle that we saw already stopped or if it was this one, because the one that we're looking at on the left does not appear to have any damage. But the one on the right, Air 7 is above it. Those two vehicles there somehow were caught up in the chase and had damage to their vehicles. Don't know if there were injuries involved in those, but you can see a litany of charges are going to be facing these people who are now involved in this chase, especially this one who continues to weave in and out very dangerously to traffic at a high rate. That person's smart to move over, let them go by very quickly. And watch how this vehicle can accelerate very quickly. So this person is going, whenever he gets an open lane, just takes off. And I was just trying to see if the front end of that vehicle looks to have any damage, and I do not see it. I do not see anything. But according to CHP, we're now just getting a little bit of word here. Both of these vehicles were reported to have stolen out of Carson City, Nevada last night. So they were able to track them here. And it does appear as if one of the drivers was taken into custody in North Hollywood. That was just before 1 o'clock. That was when we were on our streaming channel. You see this person has moved over to the shoulder again. So we were on this with the streaming channel, saw that person being taken into custody. Then we came on here with you on Air 7 HD. So both vehicles stolen out of Carson City, Nevada. The vehicles were being tracked by the dealership. So the dealership was able to track them, and they were pinged in Kern County. So CHP knew what they were looking for and found these vehicles, and then we were able to pick up the chase around Santa Clarita. So now you see that they are close in right on that one small car there, and then they will motor around it and keep going. So what happened is the CHP kind of must have known this was coming. Authorities in Carson City, Nevada alerted them that the vehicles stolen from that dealership had been identified here, which these new modern technology vehicles, whether they're these pickups or any other car, OnStar equivalent technology will allow them to track the vehicle. So they found them, and here we are, one person in custody. And again, we're saying that that was North Hollywood, not Sun Valley, as I reported earlier, in that laundromat. But they did get that person in custody in that laundromat. So we do have that person in custody. And so now we've got another merge. We are leaving the freeway, it looks like, moving into downtown Los Angeles, which is going to create problems for us getting an actual look at the vehicle due to the buildings. And you see the CHP officers coming up behind. But you've got a real worry now for pedestrians. Here we go. The suspect has motored through there, exited southbound 110 at 1st Street. So if you are in the downtown area, maybe you're watching on stream or you're in the downtown area, you have friends down there, be aware that this person is not going to be obeying traffic laws. And it's going to be a very real risk for people who are out walking in crosswalks, expecting to be able to just navigate through as rule of law allows, because this person has not done anything that shows they will slow down or be cautious. And now every time we approach an intersection, it is somewhat terrifying because you just don't know what this person is capable or willing to do. Now we're right above it. Air 7 is right above this person on South Hope Street in downtown Los Angeles. See if he is going to turn. And again, right through the intersection with no thought of oncoming traffic. And that is just one of those signs of things that it's just a foreshadowing of doom, so to speak, in the sense that this could end very badly as this person might be going against the lane or against the light, against the traffic, and somebody broadsides them and causes problems for everyone involved. So now we've got a right turn here. Looks like South Grand Avenue. That is going to be a one-way street there. You can see cars parked on the side. And now let's see as he goes right through that intersection and is nearly broadsided by that person who was approaching that intersection. And so we're hearing, I'm just looking, that the CHP chopper is not flying specifically through some of these buildings. So they're going to be, the problem for CHP following this vehicle by air is they're not going to be able to stay right on top of it as they can when it's on the freeway or some surface streets. Because once you're getting into downtown, logistics of these buildings tells you that they can't fly in a certain way. But we have watched CHP right immediately behind these vehicles. And so you can, they have not given up the chase yet. We've not seen this person come out from under the freeway just yet. So we're going to maybe kind of move around a little bit. That's not the one. The person went under that overpass, and we'll see as we get in a better position. Can't see the truck right now. Did not see if they may have turned or if they went. We know they didn't come out on the other side. But there becomes a point here if the person is not, if CHP is not right behind him, yep, that's him. The person could and might just get out and make a run for it, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. So we lost the vehicle from Air 7's viewpoint, but CHP right on his bumper and did not lose contact with this person. So now on the 110 freeway and heading, looks like north, heading southbound on the 110 freeway. And again, let's see how he navigates this congestion, because in the past, he's just gone right in and out of those spaces. So the truck is going under that overpass, and we are back again, it looks like. CHP right on the, it's just difficult sometimes with all the overpasses and the way this area is. We might not be able to see what happens if CHP is able to get that person to stop under the overpass. So we are, as we look here to try to find this, that may have been here, as we try to find this person, we see CHP. Bruce Thomas, our law enforcement expert, is now available with us to talk about the unique aspect of this vehicle. And Bruce, we were told that these GMC's pickups were reported stolen from Carson City, Nevada. And then the dealership was following them and pinged authorities when they hit Kern County. You had two vehicles. Would CHP have known as they approached what they were looking for and been able to craft some sort of strategy as to what they wanted to do before they ever got here?
Well, you know you're chasing a stolen vehicle. Does that lead to other crimes, armed and dangerous? We don't know. But what they know is they are chasing a vehicle that was taken, one of two that were taken in Nevada.
Well, but then they split up, and CHP was able to capture one, and the other has kept going, which is where we are now. The first person taken into custody in North Hollywood at a laundromat when he was cornered there. But it seems as if when you're pinged in Kern County and then you pick them up in Santa Clarita, there might have been at least some coordination as to how aggressive they wanted to get with these two people.
Yeah, definitely. The dealership obviously notified law enforcement in Nevada. Nevada then notified law enforcement in California, Kern County, Santa Clarita. Eventually, CHP was able to locate the vehicles. One of the interesting things is these high-end trucks, and this is a high-end truck, they have the low jack or teletrack or even a GMAC, SOS help buttons. So the dealerships are using these now as people try to steal them.
Well, I'm kind of curious why you wouldn't just disable the vehicle from that. Okay, we've made a move. The suspect again driving incredibly aggressively when suddenly finding himself cornered. You could see he was in the left lane and for whatever reason decided to go to the right around that big pickup or that large truck and then just make this left turn here. But that OnStar system can also turn off a vehicle, can't it?
Yes, Philip, to your point, they can. However, they have to do it in a safe manner. And in this case, to turn it off, he's going to lose control of the vehicle. It's going to lock up the steering wheel.
I see. Okay.
In addition to doing some other things.
So the potential is there if they would in real time know he had come to a stop, and then they could disable it and he can't do anything. But that has not been the case with this vehicle so far. This person has never stopped. We've been watching this go on for upwards of 20, 30 minutes now. But again, there's exactly what I was talking about earlier with pickups are not handling vehicles. The suspect is out and he is on foot running. So this might be the best way for things to end for everyone involved. Bruce, they're going to have to still clear the vehicle, but kind of a surprise that it just randomly the guy just gets out of the vehicle and stops.
Yeah, he got out of the vehicle, he stopped, he gave up. It looks like there's going to be no use of force, and he's going to jail. And in this case, he probably will face felony charges because he did take the vehicle out of a different state.
Well, and Bruce, there's when we see stuff like this, it's also one of those things where we don't know what else he might have outstanding warrants for any number of things. But as you mentioned, no use of force necessary. It didn't even look like the officer filed less than lethal. He surrendered, went right to the ground, hands on the ground, hands behind the back, and now the person is in custody. It does sound as if we're getting word he might have had a flat left rear tire. If so, then that is another reason why he lost control going around that corner and also why he was able to give up so quickly. We don't know how he got that flat tire, if he hit something that we didn't see or if maybe they were able to get a spike strip out there. But Bruce Thomas, thank you very much. Bruce Thomas, our law enforcement expert, helping us at the conclusion of this pursuit. 2 stolen vehicles out of Carson City, Nevada. One was cornered in North Hollywood, suspect taken into custody at a laundromat. The second suspect you just saw here ended with a bail and ran away, tried to run away at Halldale and Jefferson. That is going to wrap up this chase. It does not appear as if any injuries took place. There were vehicles that were damaged as a part of this chase on the freeway at a much different location. Any new updates that we will get we will make sure that we provide that to you online and also here on ABC 7. I'm Philip Palmer. Don't forget Eyewitness News at 3 o'clock. We are going to return you to regular programming.
This has been Eyewitness News with breaking news.